One of the most important issues facing people today is pensions. To discuss this, we're very lucky to have with us Sir George Parsons, a senior executive in the pensions industry.
Very, very senior.
Indeed. At a time when there is so much financial pressure, pensions really matter to people.
Yes. But let me just say this. The most important thing to remember about pensions is that they are incredibly boring.
Boring?
Incredibly boring and incredibly complicated.
Really?
And that's the way we like it.
When you say we...
I mean people like me, executives in the pensions industry. We've spent many years ensuring that pensions are boring and complicated because what we don't want are a lot of ignorant people putting their noses into matters which don't concern them and which they are completely unqualified to pass judgment on.
Who do you mean in particular?
Pensioners and savers in general. They sit around doing nothing and they expect us to keep topping up their piggy banks. They're bloody lucky to get anything at all, in my view.
So, you think that if pensions are made boring and complicated enough, they won't bother with them?
Exactly. They'll carry on with their crosswords and line dancing and leave it to the experts.
And by experts, you mean banks, life assurance companies, building societies, stockbrokers, lawyers, investment fund managers, advisors, that sort of thing?
That's right. And after all, over the years, we've built up a very successful industry.
Ah, well, you say successful, but over the years and every year, billions of pounds are put into savings, and yet as far as the investor is concerned, very large chunks of this money seems to simply disappear.
Indeed. So what's the problem?
Well, the problem is, where's all the money gone?
Well, it's gone to banks, life assurance companies, building societies, stockbrokers, lawyers, investment fund managers and advisors. Let's face it, if that's not a successful industry, I don't know what is.
But this is our money.
It was your money. Now it's our money. And when you get to pension age, we give you back a bit of it. That's fair, isn't it?
But why do you take so much of it?
Because a swimming pool doesn't pay for itself. And I've got 3.
Ah, yes, well, I didn't mean you personally. I meant as an industry.
Well, because it costs money to set up a pension scheme and money to run it. And we don't charge very much.
How much?
Oh, well, you know, it varies. 0.5%, 1%, 2%. Somewhere in that area, very tiny anyway. And of course there are various unavoidable fees.
Such as what?
Well, let me see. There's all sorts of advisors, city brokerage, property administration. It goes on and on. My brother-in-law.
Sorry, did you say your...
Oh, no, sorry. Sorry. Forget the last one.
Right. So these are hidden charges then?
No, they're not hidden. I'm just not going to tell you what they are. It's perfectly reasonable. Commercial confidentiality.
Oh, come on, Sir George. These are huge costs, aren't they? I mean, it must be possible to offer people a cheap pension.
A what?
A cheap pension.
What do you mean, cheap?
Something that doesn't cost much money.
Look, we pare our costs to the bone. But if you're managing somebody's pension fund, there are payments you can't avoid.
Such as what?
Well, let's see. I might have to negotiate with a fund manager, take him to lunch. Lobster doesn't grow on trees, you know.
No, I suppose it doesn't.
And do you know what an afternoon at a lap dancing club costs these days?
No, I can't say I do. Thank you very much, Sir George Parsons.
Thank you.